my name is Becca. Welcome back to Raising Them Simply. Here we share all about our homeschool as a family of 6. And today we're going to chat just a little bit about our August homeschool wrap up for you. So if you are new here, I have a now 3rd grader, a 2nd year preschooler, a toddler, and this little one along for the ride. I'm also a part-time working mom as a nurse. So this channel is all things homeschool and how we make it work for our family. If any of that interests you at all, please hit that subscribe button so you're notified of future videos, and let's jump into it. So we've had a lot kind of happen in this last month. At the time of filming this video, August is not quite done yet, but we will be having a short break coming up here. My preschooler is actually going to be having surgery. So we are going to be taking a short, about a 2-ish week break for her from school. And then my oldest will take at least a couple days off as I'm juggling helping her and having a baby waking up in the middle of the night. So I thought I would go ahead and film this video for you guys since our schooling for the month is pretty much done, and let you guys know what has gone on for the month of August. So first things first, we're going to talk about my preschooler. She is just about to finish her capital letters. I know I keep saying that with her pre-reading from All About Reading. We had a slight delay. She wanted extra time. It's no big deal. So we are just about to start the letter Z tomorrow for a capital letter, though she's already knows that letter and has already pointed it out and said, Mom, we could just be done. I know this. She wants to keep going with her reading a little bit faster than I could keep up with her at this moment, but I don't want to start anything new either until she's fully recovered from her surgery. We're also still chugging along with Math with Confidence. She is on week 13, I believe. Let me check. She just finished week 13 with Math with Confidence, so that is going fine too. There's really not much to report on that. The only big thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to my preschooler is that it is so different having a more neurotypical learner, because my oldest is not neurotypical. He's got dyscalculia and dyslexia that we've been navigating since we started homeschooling, and that's been challenging for both him and myself. And it's strange having a homeschooler who seemingly doesn't deal with those same challenges as my other one does, because I was not homeschooled. I went through the public school system, K through 12, and so as a new homeschooler, our new homeschooling parent, I was dealing with someone with challenges, and now I'm not, and it's just new territory for me. My preschooler constantly wants to do copy work. She's constantly asking how to spell something, how to write something down. I'm constantly having to write things down for her to copy work it. And it's getting to the point where what I feel like I created or what I had planned for school for next year, we might need to change it a little bit. I know I did a video for what we have planned for preschool for her for next year. I link it down below. I should also say, if you are new here, my 2nd year preschooler turns 5 in November. So if she was in the traditional school system, she would not be in kindergarten this next year, but she's pretty much doing kindergarten stuff. She started homeschooling when she was 3 because she begged to start school and wanted to be like her older brother, and it's been kind of like this rapid me chasing her, trying to keep up with what she's needing and trying to meet her where she needs me to meet her at. I'm debating having a bunch of words that I can print out, maybe like a McGuffey style word where I write down certain words just so that it's available for her for copy work, because I'm still needing to do a lot more work with my oldest since he's in 3rd grade now, helping him with stuff, and she's always wanting to do school while I'm helping him. At the wrong time. So like I'm in the, elbow deep in a math lesson and she's asking me for a list of words so that she can copy work it. And so I'm trying to re-navigate homeschooling the two of them as she is needing more while we're still navigating these challenges that my oldest is having while meeting the demands of my toddler and my baby. And so we've got this whole juggling system that we're going on right now, and it's fine. We will get through it. I just want to make sure that I am not neglecting her or my oldest in the process. And most of that, like I said, is because my oldest is navigating learning challenges and we just changed a new curriculum. So he's needing me a lot more right now than she is. So, like I said, I post a video down below of what we got planned for next school year, but I might be adding some stuff for copy work to just help her so that she doesn't feel neglected. I mean, neglected is the wrong word, but I hope you understand where I'm coming off on this. I will probably add something like that to her morning menu stuff that she does so that she always has words she can copy, and then maybe each week or two, something like that, I will switch them out so that she has just stuff that she feels like she can keep working on. This last month, she also learned how to write her name by herself without tracing it, her first and last name. So we're going to be working on doing first, middle, and last name. I don't share that stuff on here for privacy reasons, but she has a really long middle name, and so we weren't doing that before. So we're going to be working on that as well with her. So this next month, we're going to be working on her recovering from surgery, of course, but then that's when we're going to be starting her second year preschool stuff with her geography and more of her handwriting stuff. I mentioned in that video that I wasn't sure if she would allow me to wait until she was done learning lowercase letters to start her handwriting, and it really doesn't look like she's going to allow me to do that. So with pre-reading, you do the capital letters, then the lowercase letters, and then phonics. We don't do it that way. We just teach phonics, not the names of the letters. And then we do capital and then lowercase, though her morning menu with her sheets from Purposeful Preschool has the capital and lowercase letters together. So she did get that exposure, but we didn't do like real hard instruction with the pre-reading, if that makes sense. So I'm guessing the lowercase letters are going to go a lot faster. And when I did map it out, it looks like we're going to be done with the pre-reading right around her birthday in November with the speed that we were going at. We have been taking a week or 2 weeks per letter this last year for capital letters, partly because we took breaks because of baby and we had some deaths in the family and stuff like that, but also because I work part-time, so she was only doing school on the days that I wasn't working. So I'm guessing the lowercase letters are gonna go by faster, and we'll see if she lets me delay the handwriting without tear stuff that I have planned until then, or what we're going to do, but I will keep you guys updated on that. Next things up is my third grader. We had state testing this year. So we live in Minnesota and you do not have to report homeschooling or do the state testing until they turn 7. So that's the first year that we've had to do it, was this past year. And we did the CAT test, the California, I believe it's California Achievement Test. We chose that test specifically because it's untimed and it just focuses on English language arts and math. And my third grader has test anxiety, so I wanted to make sure that it was untimed. It is a computer-based test. So what we ended up doing was I had my mother-in-law come and watch my my preschooler and my toddler at home, and then me, the baby, and my oldest went to the library and we took one of the study rooms, which worked really well. We completed the test within 2 days, which ended up being perfect. The test is separated into different categories, and then each category is broken up between 10 to 40 questions. based on a different topic. So we would just do a reading and then do a math, and we'd alternate it like that. And then once we got to the hour and a half mark is when we pretty much stopped, when he was feeling a little fried from doing that. And then the next day we went back in, and that system went really, really well. I really like the test. If you want a video on that for a more in-depth on what that testing is like, leave a comment down below and I can do a video for you like that. But it was, he enjoyed it. He thought that it was a game because I only let him do stuff like that on the computer when it's a game. And so he liked it. He actually asked if we could do it again. So I take that as a good sign. He did much better on the math than I thought he would. There was some anxiety on my part on how well he was going to do on math, but he did great on that. He did an overall, I believe it was 91 or 93% overall on his scores. So he did really well. It was a really good call for us to bring in the Spectrum language arts books. I debated whether or not we should do that, and I'm really glad we did because there were a lot of concepts in there that were on the test. And he felt really confident going in for them on doing that. He did get tripped up on one part. One part of the test was talking about commas, exclamation points, and question marks and periods. And we haven't learned commas. And he got so tripped up on the fact that he hadn't learned what a comma was or where it goes in a sentence that he was getting simple things wrong that I knew he knew. For example, if there was a question, it had to be a question mark. And he would get that one wrong because he was so confused by the comma being an option because he wasn't sure what that was. It also allowed me to remember that we need to go over more on capital letters at the beginning of a sentence and for proper nouns. Even though we've discussed that, we must not have done enough of a review on that. So we will be going over that more as we go through the Spectrum workbook, but I'm glad we ended up bringing that in. This is also the first month that we started our All About Math book. So we switched from Math Mammoth over to the All About Math. We are still doing the skills review sheets, grade 1 for Math Mammoth, because those are working really, really well for us and he enjoys those. I also feel like All About Math does not have a whole lot of writing because it's a lot of moving paper pieces and manipulatives and stuff like that. And we work so hard to get to his writing of math up to where it is right now that I don't want to lose any of that. So I want to keep those in. So as long as it's working for him, we're going to keep that. He is enjoying the lessons because they seem familiar to him with the All About Reading, because we've used All About Reading for several years now, and it feels very familiar to him. He did express frustration because it's all review, because we're starting at the very beginning of level 2 and it's concepts that he's already learned. However, I'm glad we're starting at that space. Dyscalculia, if you are not aware, it's kind of like dyslexia, but it's children have a hard time with flipping numbers, with not understanding different math symbols like plus, minus, equals, things like that. And this curriculum is specifically made to help kids who have those type of challenges. And in the first lesson, we were talking about greater than and less than symbol, and my son goes, "Mom, they're the exact same thing." I was like, "No, they're not. One is facing one way and one is facing the other way." And he goes, "No, Mom, they look the exact same." So we ended up having a discussion because up until this point, we have never told our child that he has these learning challenges. You might not agree with that, but me and my husband both firmly believe that we did not want to tell him that he had those different challenges when he was going through it with his reading and then with his math, because we didn't want it to be used as an excuse for why he was having a hard time. We didn't want him to say, "Well, I can't do this because I have this." So we went through all those challenges with his reading, and he's reading at a fourth grade level, between fourth and fifth grade level now based off of his test scores. And I stand by that call that we made. But when it came to learning math, he was getting so frustrated, and this used to be a subject that he really enjoyed a little over a year ago, and now no longer loves because of the amount of challenges that he's had. He expressed to me that he was relieved to know that he has some different ways that his brain thinks and processes things, and it made him understand a little bit more why he has those challenges. And since we had that discussion, math has gone a lot more smoother, because I explained to him, because you process things differently, just like with your reading, we are doing things slow from the beginning so that we can catch anything that maybe you didn't understand the first time we learned it. And he understood it a lot better, and there hasn't been as much pushback of him saying, well, I already know this, and wanting to move on. So we've only made it through lesson 1. It took us a couple days to get through that lesson. All About Math, just like All About Reading, you do not complete a lesson per day unless you are able to and you fully understand the topic. We just set our timer for 20 minutes. Once we reach 20 minutes, or once we reach 20 minutes, then we stop the lesson, unless it's not a natural stopping point, and then we'll finish that part up and wrap up math. And that has been going well so far. I will keep you guys updated, but I am hopeful that this will be the right move for us. If this doesn't work, I'm not honestly sure what we're going to do. We will cross that bridge when we get there. But so far, so good when it comes to math. With the All About Reading, he has 5 lessons left on that, and then we will move on to level 3. He completes a lesson of that every single day. Like I said, he's reading between a 4th and 5th grade reading level right now based off of his testing. But the reason why we're taking it slow and doing the lessons anyway, because I know some people will drop All About Reading at this point when they're reading fluently, is I want him to understand the rules for why things are the way they are in the English language. So we were only doing about a lesson per week up until this point, because we were catching up on his spelling and language arts books and all of that earlier in the school year. But now we're doing a lesson per day, because that stuff has kind of, we're able to relax that stuff a little bit more at this point. And then for our history, we are doing Build Your Library Ancients. We are on week 22 of that right now. It's a 36-week curriculum. We're doing Ancient India currently. So we had wrapped up Ancient Greece. That was by far my son's favorite topic, even more than the Egyptians, which I was pretty surprised, because he really got into that area of history. But for Ancient Greece, we read the Odyssey parts 1 and 2 from Mary Pope Osborne. He's begging me to buy the other 4 books in the series, so at some point we will do that. But he really, really enjoyed doing that with our history. The interactive globe that we have recently bought, it's a dry erase globe. I've shown you guys that before. Has been really helpful when it comes to our history, because my son is a little standoffish when it comes to map work. He just thinks it's busy work, but he loves the globe and drawing the areas and looking for it and all of that. So we've been doing, still doing map work when it makes sense, when it comes with the Build Your Library. But I'm also having him to do the globe work, and he's really enjoying that. So like I said, we're going into Ancient India right now. We just learned about the caste system and all that entails in Hinduism. So we're learning about that with our history, and he's really enjoying that. The poetry and the artist study and stuff like that it comes with is working really well. And then as a group subject, we are doing Bible. We're using the Minnow Children's Bible. We're really enjoying that. We just read 1 or 2 stories of that per week. And then it has a reflection and prayer time at the end of that, and that has gone really well. Extracurricular wise, we have signed up my oldest for trail life, so he's really looking forward to that. He's gone to several meetings at this point and really enjoyed the other kids in his group. He's got a lot of other kids his age, which there wasn't as many kids in Scouts for his age group that he was at. There was also just some other reasons why we ended up leaving Scouts. But trail life seems to be a really good fit for us. And the kids have been enrolled in doing Sunday school and things like that. We're still looking into Awana. Signups for that have not come up yet. We also have a mom co in our area, which is where just moms get together and they have prayer, reflection, Bible time, and chatting time, and all the kids come and play. I'm not sure if we're going to do Awana or the mom co. But this next school year, I'm actually teaching science for our family and then a couple other families that we are really close with in our home. And that's going to take place on Wednesdays, and Awana is on Wednesdays. And since I know that I'm going to have every Wednesday off of work because we're doing that with school, Awana might be a better fit. So we're just navigating and looking into that stuff coming up in the next month or so. So that is our update for August for our school. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of videos you like to see here on this channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to for this upcoming school year or what you have done this last month. I would love to know. Hit that subscribe button. It is a free way for you to be notified of future videos, and I can't wait to catch you guys next time. Bye.